In this tutorial, we will continue with the dependency injection and apply our unit tests. The first thing we need to do is add a new test target. To do that, click on click on File, New, and then Target. Within the filter, just type in test, and then select unit testing bundle. Accept the default name, and then click on finish. And then open up your new created file, your unit test file, that's within your target. Delete the template codes. Enter the following: act testable, import MVVM, and then we select the name of the project that we want to import. Next thing we need to do is to create our class. Product view model test etc test case. In this test, we'll be testing the product view model to make sure we can add an object to the product view. Function test product view model initialization and now we need to create a sample product equals product and we pass in the following values to the initializer. iPad. The image or thumbnail will be image 1. The next thing we need to do is to create a product view model instance using the sample product. Let view model equals product view model. Sample product. So we're passing the new instance that we created on line 15, we pass it to the product view model. And then now we have access to the properties and attributes of the view model. And now we can verify to see if the product view model matches the same product that's in the view model. Let's see, CT results equals view model product sample product. To run our test, we can just click on the diamond sign, which is here on line 13. and then we should see the message, success. It's compiling at the moment. As you can see, it includes a tick. That means the test was successful. So all we really done here is just to verify that the product property in the view model matches the sample product, which all happens on line 19. We will create another test to test for all product URLs. So we type in function test for all product URLs. Let all product URL equals to URL dot for all products. Next thing we need to do is to define the expected URL string, which is https dummy json.com.products. And now we need to verify that the actual URL matches the expected URL string. We just type in xct assert equal all product URL dot absolute string is equal to expected URL string. So now let's run the test to see if the test passes or fails. The test passed. To make the test fail, all we have to do is to change our expected URL string. So if we put, like for example, one at the end, we'll just change it. Just change the endpoint, however you're going to change it. Just put any dummy data there. Now, if I run the same test for all products URL, the test will fail. And the reason why the test fails is because the expected URL string, which is this, on line 26, isn't equal to the URL dot for all products. So if I jump to the definition, you will see this is the string that it's expecting, which is just https dummy json.com/products. But here we use products with 1 plus these random characters. So to make this test pass, all we have to do is to make sure that the URL is the same URL that we're expecting. I'll rerun it now, and now the test will pass. As you can see, the test passed. And if you just want to run all tests all at once, you can just click on the diamond sign on line 11 that has, or is near the class definition. Just click on this one here, and it will run all the tests within this class. So you don't have to select each test manually. So just click it. And that runs all the tests. In next week's tutorial, we will test the products view model. And the purpose of that test is to enable the products view to be tested with an array of products within the unit test. In this tutorial, we will be testing the products view model to see if we can inject an array of mock products. The first thing we need to do is to create a new unit test file. So within your unit test target, create a new file, hold down the control key, left click on your mouse, select new file, and then select unit test case, click on next, and call the new file products view model test. Click on next. The next thing we need to do is to delete our template code. So delete everything in the class, everything in the file. And now type the following: at testable import MVVM dependency injection async await. That's the name of the project. At main actor. The purpose of using at main actor is because the properties and methods must be accessed from the main thread or GUI thread. Class products view model test. Let's see test. Now we need to create a new function called test fetch products. Let view model equals products view model. And we need to inject our dependency, our API dependency class. Let sample response equals product response. and we select the last one, which is products. So we need to pass in an array of products. ID 1, title, let's call it product 1, thumbnail, I'll just call it image 1, and then comma, and then we create another product, another array element. ID 2, product, call it product 2, thumbnail, call it image 2, and then comma to create our next and final product. ID 3, product 3, thumbnail, let's call it image 3. And now the next thing we need to do is to attempt to mock the fetch product method of the API class. Mock API equals mock API. Seems like that class doesn't exist as yet. Let's create that class now, the mock API. Class mock API. API. So here we defined a class named mock API that inherits from the API class. Next thing we need to do is to declare a property to hold all the mock responses for fetching the products. Var mock fetch product response product response. And now we need to override the fetch products method from the superclass. And remember, the superclass method for fetch products is defined in the API class. So if we select the API class and then go to jump definition, and this is the method on line 47 that we need to override. So we type in override func fetch product. And then the next thing we need to do is we can delete everything between the where and encodable on line 32. And then the next thing we need to do is test to see that the mock response can be cast to the correct generic type. ST. And that's what we're trying to do on line 34, to cast the mock to the generic type. If the conversion is successful, then return the response. Else, throw an error message. Just pass in test, you can call it anything that you want. Code 1, use the info nil. Now just compile it. It's compiling at the moment. It's compiled. So now we can return to lines 22 or 23. And now we can attempt to mock the fetch products method of the API class. Let mock API equals mock API. Mock API dot mock fetch product response equals sample response. View model dot API equals to mock API. So we also inject it into the view model of the API method. Property. Let expectation equals expectation. description, I spelled incorrectly, let's type that again. Equals expectation, description, fetch product, completion. The next thing we need to do is call the fetch method asynchronously between tasks. Do, try, await, view model, dot fetch products, XCT, assert, false, view model, products, dot is empty. Is empty. So what we're doing there, we're making sure that the view model, the products, contains at least one element or contains at least one record. XCT, assert, true, view model, dot products, dot count is equal to 3. On line 37, we're just making sure that the view model contains a count of 3 elements in the array, which is this. XCT, assert, assert equals view model dot products dot products dot title on line 38. We're just checking to see that the first element or the first record within the products array for the products title is equal to the product 1 string. Next thing we need to type in is expectation dot fulfill. patch and then patch any errors. If any errors happen, we want to execute the XCT failed. And then off line 44, we need to type in the following: wait for expectation. So we'll wait for about 5 seconds before it times out. If let error is equal to error, XCT fail expectation error error. So let's see if our first test works or not. Just compiling at the moment. Still compiling. If it's successful, we should see green here, like green ticks. Xcode crashed, so I had to restart Xcode. I will rerun the test. Just rerun it again. I think there's a problem with Xcode. Oh, now it's running. So we should see successful pop up somewhere. Yeah, test succeeded. So to make the test fail, what we can do is change one of our elements within our sample response. So if we change the product title from product 1 and just put an A here, the test will fail because this on line 38 is referencing products, the first products in the array. And for the product's title, we have stated that the product's title name is products1, but here we're calling it product1a. So that means the two are not identical. So if I run it now, the test will fail. As you can see, the test failed. To make it fail again, on line 37, it's expecting an array count of 3 elements. If I change it to 1, that's false because we have 3 here, but we're saying that we're expecting 1, which is false. So if you run it again, you'll see that the test will fail there too. As you can see, the test failed on that line as well. So to make the test pass again, just undo everything. Remove the A from the products1 and then rerun it. And you can see the test succeeded. The next feature that we need to test is the filtered products property. So we need to create another test function. So type in func test filtered products. Let view model equals products view model. We inject our API class, and then we just add some dummy products, product view model, ID, give an ID of 1, iPhone 15, thumbnail image, let's call it image 1, and just do the same thing for the second product. Which is product 2. For the title, let's call it MacBook. Yeah, on line 58, it should be image. So there should be one I. View model dot products. And then we just pass our array of products, which is product 1 and product 2. And assign it to the products property of the view model. And then type in view model dot search text, make it blank, let's see t assert equals view model dot filtered products dot count So what we're doing there, we're saying there should be 2 filtered products within our view model, which is this. And these are the products that we're adding. View model dot search text iPhone 15 XCT assert equals view model filtered product dot count. So what that means on 966 is that we have found one iPhone 15 product within our filter, because we only have one anyway. So if we had like 4 and we change that to 4, once it's true, the test will pass. View model search text equals MacBook Pro. And the purpose of this test is to test to see what happens when a product doesn't exist. Because we don't have a MacBook Pro, but we have a MacBook in the array. View model dot filtered products 0. We need to use the count property for filtered products. Now I'll run the test to see if it works or not. It should work. As you can see, the test completed successfully. In the next tutorial, we'll be creating UI tests to test the dependency injection. In today's video, we will be testing the content view GUI elements in our UI test to test the tap and filtering UI functionality. The first thing we need to do is to create a new UI test case class. To do that, we can click on the arrow down below on the left hand corner, this one here, and then select new file. Select UI test case class, click on next, give the class a name. I'll just call it content view UI test because we're testing the content view. Click on next, and then click on create. Then delete all of our test methods within our class. Next, add the following method: override func setup with error. Continue after failure. equals false. So if the test fails, we don't want it to continue. Let's create our test method. Func test search bar interaction throws let app equals etc UI application app.launch that launches the app. When the app launches, we want the search bar to be tapped. There should be an S at the end of fields, and the search bar string that was applied to the accessibility section within the content view. So if I go to the content view, I'll just copy the search bar text. If I go to the content view, do a quick find. As you can see, this is what we're testing. The search bar, but how we do it, we have to label it with .accessibility as the identifier so that we can execute our UI test. So that will be testing the search bar functionality within our struct search bar view. Let's type in app.type text iPhone. So we want the search bar results to filter on iPhone. XC text assert equals app.textfields search bar dot value as string iPhone. So on this line 24, we just verify if the search text is correctly entered. So does the search text iPhone, is it equal to what we typed in here? iPhone. I forgot to add the UI test target. So what we need to do is to click on File and then New, select Target, and then type in Test, and then select UI Testing Bundle. Click on Next. Accept the defaults. Let's click on Finish. And then the class that we created in the content view UI test, this one here, what we should do then let's just copy it or just move it, just cut it into this file here, the first one selected. And then just overwrite all the code that's in this file. And then go back to the content view UI test and then just delete it. Now let's try to run it to see if it works or not. It's compiling at the moment. Let's run it again. You can see it entered iPhone into the search bar. So the next test that we will do is to do this like something similar, but we'll enter iPhone X into the search bar and then navigate to the detail view so we can see all of the details of that product. You just need to create another test method, func test product interaction throws let app equals UI, let app equals XC UI application app dot buttons let's just use the same iPhone. So we're going to tap on the same iPhone that we tapped on before. So what that line means on line 30 is to tap on the product button with the type tool iPhone. And then when this tapped, it will navigate to the details view. App dot navigation bars dot buttons elements bound by 0 dot tap. The purpose of that line is that it will go back to the content view afterwards. And how we do that, we have to specify we need to specify it by adding the following. Let's see T as a true app.navigation bars products, wait for existence, timeout 5 seconds. And the purpose of that line is to verify if we have returned back to the content view. So it will wait for about 5 seconds. So let's try it all again. And what happened there is some type of error. Try it again. Okay, I'll try it with iPhone X and see if that works. Now the reason why it's not working, after lines 28, we forgot to include app.launch to launch the test. Let's try it now. Just compiling at the moment. So afterwards it should filter by iPhone X and then display it onto the content view. Happened quite quickly, so I'll run it again. Xcode is very slow. You can see displayed iPhone X on the content view. Thank you for joining us. If you found this tutorial helpful, please comment, like and subscribe. See you next week.